What should we do? He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. We'll make sure your remains are returned to High Rock. Follow the captain, prisoner.
Welcome, dear viewers. It's the CouchWarrior, and welcome to Chapter 1 of the Book of Sable. It appears as though things are not going particularly well for us at this point, and we're probably going to get our head chopped off, regardless of our innocence.
Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne.
I've always thought this is an excellent part of the story, a great segue into the whole adventure, great beginning to things.
And restore the peace.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the 8 divines upon you.
For the love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over.
Learn our as you wish.
I like this guy. Got balls of steel.
I haven't got all morning.
Defiant to the end. Stormcloak.
My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
You imperial bastards!
Death to the Stormcloaks.
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the Breton!
Me? Why me?
Here it is again. Did you hear that?
I said, next prisoner!
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
I purchased this game back in November of 2011 when it first came out. Well, I purchased it on 11/11. What was that anyway? I can't even remember the year anymore.
What in oblivion
But
is that?
fantastic. And I've played since that point, well, probably 5 or 6 characters, 5 or 6 alternates of different types I've played, and I never get sick of the intro to this. It's just a great way to not only start the story, but sort of teach the controls. It always kind of sucks me in.
Come on, the gods won't give us another chance. This way!
With a beginning like this, however, it's hard to imagine, circumstances in which
Could the legends be
a
true?
character would feel compelled to join the Imperials after all of this business. But I guess technically speaking, they set it up in a way where you've got
Up through the tower.
2 sympathetic
Let's go.
characters, right? 2 people who are trying to help you, one a Stormcloak and one an Imperial. And the hope is that
Just need to...
maybe you'll forget they tried to cut your head off. One of my first playthroughs, I did side with the Imperials for the Civil War questline, but I don't think I ever actually finished the questline. In this game, I have a tendency to play, up to
You're doing great.
probably the 50s, level 50 or so, before I kind of get tired of the character type, or I think of something new that is exciting I want to try. And it's probably worth mentioning this time around that what I've elected to do here is play a character who is primarily a mage, which is unusual for me. Most of the characters I've played in the past have been either stealthy archers or brawlers, sword and shield types, two-handed sword types. So this will be an entirely new experience for me. That's part of the reason I want to do this as a Let's Play, because I just thought it would be sort of fun to get that fresh perspective and kind of do it all on camera, if you will. It makes the game feel new. And there are actually quest lines that I have never completed, which is amazing to think. I've been playing this game almost straight since I since I first got it, so more than a year. And there are still major quest lines I haven't finished. There are lots of side quests I've never done. I think I probably took about a 3 or 4 week break to play some Mass Effect, but after that I was right back into Skyrim, so just give you an appreciation for how much content there is here. So for this playthrough, I'm actually going to be playing on expert difficulty. The last few character plays I did of this game I've been playing on master, but I thought if I'm going to do a playthrough and the objective is, you know, entertainment and role play, I don't want to be dying continually or setting up a situation where I'm continually having to reload my game, so I thought dial it down a notch to expert, and that might make for a better story overall, or a better playthrough. For my purposes anyway at the moment.
Let me see if I can get those bindings off.
Yes, please.
There you go.
I love this part of the game. This is when you can actually finally start to have a look at your character. And you'll notice when I play that during travel time, I spend a lot of time in third person, and then during combat, I switch to first person. I do not play exclusively in one view or the other. I like to switch back and forth. The third person view is nice because it gives me a sense of character and a sense of place. I have a wider, you know, field of vision, which is nice when you're on the trail or in a dungeon, but when it comes to combat, I typically will revert to first person because it feels like I have a bit more control over what's going on. See, there's the switch to first person. And into stealth mode, which has got to be terrible at this point. There's another block. One measly block and my stamina's down to almost half. There's a killing blow coming up. There we go. Tap my stamina down to almost nothing. Actually nothing. My health I don't think ever got beyond halfway there, but stamina goes fast. I always struggle a little bit with what to keep at early stages, because you can get encumbered very quickly, but the temptation is to carry everything because you don't have any money, you know. So the objective is to make some money so you can buy spells or equipment or whatever it is you need to finance. So I'm always looking at kind of that weight to value ratio, and early on a lot of the things you find here are things that are of value anyway, are also extremely heavy. So I'm always looking, the daggers, iron daggers, even though they're kind of crappy, the weight to value ratio is pretty good. So I can carry quite a few iron daggers and make a decent amount of change, as opposed to carrying, you know, an extra suit of armor or something like that that might get me a good sized payout, but not as good a payout as a whole bunch of smaller, lighter daggers. So it's always kind of a judgment call on some of this stuff. Blocking me there. I think eventually I start to open up with dual wielding power attacks, and boy, that does a ton of damage very quickly, but of course you can't block that way either, which is a drawback. Recently I've been playing characters with shields and swords, and I really love the sword and shield combination. But with this character, I want to be a spellcaster, so I need to have that extra hand free to cast. And I may go to the sword if I'm in an emergency, if I've run low on magicka and I can't get out of battle. Switch to the second sword and try to go bananas with the stamina, power attacks. Taking a little food. I'm finding a lot of salt here. Salt is a primary ingredient in cooking anything, so if I can get some meat, it's not long into the playthrough where you find some places where you can cook this stuff and actually use it. In a roleplay sense, it makes a difference. So I'm imagining that up to this point, Sable has been on the road, he's been captured, he's been probably very poorly fed. So he's going to be starving. So here I'm picking up whatever food I can, potions, equipment, trying to outfit myself for what I see as the journey ahead. If I were a power player, I might skip all the food and just grab anything of value and go, but
Done? Let's get moving.
that's not how I intend to play.
Troll's blood. It's a torture room. Where'd you go?
I had a lot of trouble seeing what was going on in this corner.
Victory is yours. Show me what you've got. All right.
There, you can hear somebody got the killing blow at the end there, but you can't see it because it's so dark.
No, I haven't seen him since the dragon showed up.
Beyond equipment, what's really going to be the highest priority to Sable is going to be anything having to do with magic or learning. So books will be important, especially spell books, but I'm playing him as if he were an academic. So collecting books, I think, will be a priority for him too. As you know, trying to put together some kind of a library, that would have been a luxury to him, having been on the run for years and years, and you know, living on the street in alleys or in the woods, things like that. Traveling light would have been a necessity for him, but the importance to him of acquiring books and knowledge is going to be extreme. So if you can imagine what it would be like if you were always in a situation where money was a continual stress and where your next meal was coming from was always on your mind. To find yourself in a situation where you didn't have to worry about those things anymore would be extremely liberating. So I can imagine for his purposes, acquiring food, acquiring coins, acquiring books are going to be huge priorities for him. Well, thank you very much, viewers, for watching Chapter 1 of the Book of Sable, my Skyrim Let's Play. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and rate this video. I would much appreciate it. And thank you very much for watching.